We need to get him in it too.
I was looking at them.
I'll be in it. Don't worry about it.
We'll do that. I'll refer to it not being either place. Like, if you want to know what place, click the link at the end of the video.
What place is that?
Tony's Sebring Game House.
There you go.
We already got a page for it, shit. We already got people trying to dedicate to follow it.
That's true.
Is it?
All right, guys. So we are doing a HeroClix.
Fine, why?
What do we call this kind of thing? I know that when my daughter watches these, an unboxing, right? So it's not like a toy reveal or anything like that, right?
We're gonna have Ryan from Ryan's World come in.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Exactly, Ryan's World.
He said he's not from Ryan's World, but he is my son named Ryan.
And then Mrs. Hands.
And then we're gonna have Dr. Dre when he gets his PhD. Once he gets his PhD, we'll have Dr. Dre and we'll have Ryan from Ryan's World.
Ryan's World. Oh, no. Ryan's toys review.
What are we unboxing today, guys?
All right, we are
Are you
unboxing
recording?
a box
Oh, man.
of the Fantastic Four HeroClix set. And this is such a big deal. You know, this is such a big deal.
It was such a big deal. We couldn't do it in the shop
Oh yeah, we couldn't do it at IDC.
or at Battlezone. Not probably not even cool stuff. Are we allowed to mention them? I don't know.
Well,
Copyright, crap, whatever. Hey,
You know,
anyway,
what you mean
know,
is this is really cool stuff.
This is like
This-
this is like the Wild West, guys. We can mention anything here.
This is fun. This is something me and Anthony haven't got to do in a while, and I really missed.
I know that we have both talked about a Fantastic Four set for a while.
All the way back since I was joking about the pain in the version of the Android,
Oh yeah.
Johnny Storm Android.
Oh, yeah.
That did the pulse wave energy.
That's the first Human Storm.
That everybody
Human
hated.
Torch.
Yeah, everybody hated the Android. It was awful. I loved the piece. As a matter of fact, I made people hate the piece because of it.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting since then for something that was actually worth it. We've had a couple surfers in between. But
Oh yeah, they always try to release a new surfer, and right here, I don't know if it's in the shot or not. We got a few from the Fantastic Four Cosmic starter set,
so good.
and we have some of our classics here. We got,
I see you found your invisible woman.
yeah, she was invisible for a second ago, and now she's back.
Couldn't find it in the case there for a minute.
We got the Fantastic Four. We got the legendary Doctor Doom once again, and good old Silver Surfer.
And we're hoping we have a cameo from God Doom in here somewhere.
Oh man,
That
we
would
are
be so
we are hoping for the Chase God Doom.
So
in
those
here.
figures right there came in a starter set.
Yes, and they're really great. If you don't know anything about the game, this set comes with a rule book. It comes with dice and tokens and everything that you
So
need to
literally,
get
it's like
started.
they took the dice and token pack and combined it and did a re-release
Oh, yeah.
with a full 6-figure team.
And there's still a dice and token pack you can get that goes with this set as well. And there's a Fast Forces as well. So they released this bad boy about a month before, and they're great pieces. You can play them like together. You can play all 4 of them at 75 points and make a perfect 300 team, or you can play 3 of them at 100 points and you can make a 300 point team that way.
So right off the bat, we have you can go like a Doctor Doom, like a classic Doctor Doom versus the Fantastic Four.
Yes, you can
battle.
play him at a full 300 points. And you can also do the same thing with the Silver Surfer.
And you know what? I guarantee either match will be better than the last 2 movies.
Oh yeah,
Last
yeah.
3 movies?
Yeah, they actually made 3 of those movies.
How bad were those movies? Like before we get into more of the clicks themselves.
It makes me sad to think about.
You know, it's not really they were so bad, but if I had to, I would probably watch the live action of Avatar again.
Oh, you mean
That's
the
terrible.
Last Airbender?
Yeah, not the blue people. No.
The blue people were okay.
I would probably watch. Yeah, I would probably watch that Aang over again.
Oh my god,
multiple times.
That was
That-
bad.
On rotation with, I don't know, probably the Kevin Costner Waterworld in between, and still not.
You know what? I give you that. I would watch Waterworld over the last Fantastic Four movie.
I would rather be waterboarded than watch the
Honestly, I didn't hate the first one that they
The
did.
first one was not bad. It was very entertaining. You're absolutely right.
It was a good touch.
because like they didn't have a lot of those superhero movies yet.
Geeky Bloom aspect was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they- Captain
Doom
America,
in that
I mean,
movie wasn't that bad, man. He was pretty
Oh
cool.
well, Julian McMahon is great.
Yeah,
that dude is
everything,
fantastic. But yeah, the Doom was great, and then they brought Surfer in the second one. So
Yeah.
um,
Those two, they were not great, But you're right, that was at the beginning of the comic book, the whole comic movie craze.
Yeah.
You know, so compared to the last Fantastic Four was terrible.
Oh.
And those two original Fantastic Four compared to the X-Men series.
I will
Yeah,
say this,
they're
though.
they're not holding a candle to them.
I did like that they didn't go with the traditional one residual line like they normally do. It wasn't the same story, repetition. They did a little bit different. They did make a couple different changes. And I think that's the evolution of comic books, because not every run, volume 1, volume 2, not all those storylines are ever the same.
Yeah.
There's always small things. The whole Kitty Pryde versus Rogue thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
For Wolverine's little buddy. That, it changes with time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they were timed up.
Yeah,
for release.
there was definitely issues
It's
there.
true.
You'll never be able to compare it to what Marvel did with their
Marvel's
movies.
lineup was so good because
Yeah.
they implemented all kinds of little structure pieces. They even tied in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
to where you were suspended. So if you were actually watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the movies,
Right. While they were coming out, they were always talking about whatever happened in the last movie.
I mean, and it just all
And there
tied
was
in.
there were very easy storylines to follow. It wasn't like Marvel, you know, had amazing storylines. They were very easy. Yeah, definitely. Hell, Hydra. All right, so what do we got here? We got a break here for people who are just getting into HeroClix, right? What would a case look like?
So a case would be 2 of these things, which is this is a brick. It's got 10 booster packs in it. A case would be 2 bricks, so that would contain 20 booster packs.
Half of which of that brick is mine, pretty much.
Exactly. So any 5 of those booster packs are yours, but
Nah, this is all for me. It goes to the pool for us to pull for.
There's going to be in-house play stuff. So
Definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
Right now,
in a box opening like this, how do we get started?
Well, first we're gonna need to open
you
this.
take
device.
this and you follow it that way.
So
I'm kind of like a beast when it comes to opening things, so this is why I didn't want to be part of like.
Oh, wait,
the
be
opening.
real slow for the agonizing.
Yeah.
Be like,
Oh,
Tony,
yeah.
look, we're just peel this down
Yeah.
here.
just slowly.
Yeah, this is why I'm not in this video opening these things. And then when I open my booster packs,
Wait,
then I end up
treat it like
breaking
you
big.
can stop right now, and then they're going to insert a little.
Oh, yeah, no, this
That's
is
true.
where the ad plays.
The ad plays, yeah. The
Would you
longer
like
the
to
video,
continue?
the more the ads, right?
Next on Spotify. What?
Alrighty.
Do you want to pull out the traditional and wait?
So let them know why, like normally, like something in the back row.
So somebody like me, a casual player, right, would open up that brick and I'll start from the beginning. So I would start from
You would
that
promise
one and
something?
then I would just go down the line. But explain to me why
But
you're gonna go over
from
there.
drafts, from pulls, from everything else.
Yeah.
They used to have a serious problem with placement. As a matter of fact, with the Deadpool set, we got 3 bricks that were identical.
Wow.
Every one of them, we literally pulled them up, popped them out, same
Same
5.
That did
Same
happen
5. Same
across the
5.
country.
It wasn't just us, it was everywhere. They started randomizing it a little bit better, but this is generally the money spot.
Okay. So this is like a conspiracy theory.
Nah, well, it is.
It's been accurate
98% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only time it wasn't was Harley Quinn, and that's because the randomizing of the different Harleys, the rares,
Yeah.
because they were different sizes and everything, and they were all mixed up. Like if you got the green Ivy or the Red Lantern Ivy, it was the only one that really randomized, other than this being the money spot.
Okay.
And of course the Thor set, because it had the Colossals that were which offset everything.
What are colossals? And this is a serious question
About
on my
70
part. You know, I'm
bucks
just
piece.
getting into clicks. So.
So a colossal figure is normally a figure that takes up 4 squares.
Uh-huh.
And the base is normally like this big, takes up 4 squares, and it's about this tall.
So would that cover one entire box? So you would get one big colossal and one.
It would
box?
actually be these 4.
Yeah, they make separate boxes for those
Yeah.
normally.
What do you mean?
Like it would be a box that's about this big.
Oh, one thick box.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knew you were gonna get a colossal then.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
That set, you knew there were 2 Colossals with it and 8 singles,
And they announced that normally ahead of
and it
time.
was glorious.
Now the only set that included a colossal with small figures so far was Avengers Infinity.
Yes, which had the shield car.
Yeah, it would include either a little vehicle or a colossal figure. And some of them were great, some of them were like uncommons and decent, but it was a nice mechanic.
All the pieces on that were like a total upgrade at the time.
Yeah,
because
they were.
we came off of some crap pieces. I'm not going down a bunch of other sets, but until that set, you didn't get your play ability.
No.
You didn't get your point value out of every click. Everything in that set, even the antibodies. I mean, there's still she or the version of her. Okay, Adam. Every single one in that set was set perfect. And if it was a low toss out, like Pip the Troll, even if he was a low cost and he still had a full dial with good abilities, when he died, he passed off his gem.
Oh yeah. Those were great. They had the Infinity Gem characters, and they made up the Infinity Watch. And
That
when
was
one,
probably the best draft we did.
yeah, that was a really fun
was a
draft.
big draft.
We had like 20 people at that one.
You mentioned the antibodies, right? So that, you're talking about like the commons and
Well, Ego,
uncommons.
no. Ego Prime would create little antibody figures. Like he created like generated figures.
Okay.
And they were actually like the equivalent of about, if you were to point value them, I would say if they were a standardized character with their powers and abilities, they would have been at least a 35 point.
Yeah, and they were. They had the figures that were 30 points.
Yeah.
But this dude generated pogs.
The pogs that were just like-
that were 0
Oh, wow.
points and did almost the same thing.
It was so
Wow.
good.
Yeah, it was crazy good. And
I know me and Anthony were talking a couple days ago about HeroClix, and I know some people take this like to the extreme.
Sure.
They always want to be hyper competitive, but me and
Listen.
Anthony were talking about how we would love to play with the ninjas. Remember the ninjas that you had in one?
Oh, yeah.
Or the shield agents and the thugs.
We did commons and uncommons. all
Commons,
the
yeah,
time for
that's
fun.
it's a lot of fun.
We had restricted builds because we didn't chase the meta. Everybody, I mean, anybody can go out there, drop $500, grab the best pieces. It's all going to come down to dice rolls at the end.
Yeah, it
But
does.
you're not going to have fun. You're going to be stressing. You're going to be fighting yourself.
Yeah.
Everything that you're there for is not what it's
Fun
about.
is key. Fun is key. What set do you think had the best commons?
Ooh, good question.
How far back are we
Or
going?
let's just say, what set had the best commons and uncommons? You know, typically I would bunch those up.
The 4 set was pretty darn good.
I was going to say Thor was solid. The Undead, the Gravity Feed Undead was really good. I
You know
liked
what?
it because of the playability of the teams.
Yeah, I did like the undead, but nobody else stuck to it. You remember that?
Yeah, but I mean, it would have been. You know what? They make great D&D figures. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's
Balls,
true.
balls.
That's true. That's one thing about the clicks too that you can do is, if you're not gonna play the click, man, just using them for D&D figures, they could
Come out
definitely
at a cheaper price value than $15.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I could just hear the people, whiz kids. Whoa!
No, why not? Why not? If you're at WizKids and you're watching something like this and people are just buying up your product and they're multi-using.
With
Yeah.
D&D at one point,
Yeah.
and I think that it's still in the mixing because Walmart just released the D&D
Right.
actual die cast.
There's something called Attack Wing. Have you guys ever tried that?
Oh God, yeah.
With D&D? Yeah. Why? Oh God.
Have you ever heard of this great game called Dice Masters?
Oh, you go.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But for the most part, when I look at these WizKids figures, a lot of them are they're very good, man. They're like looking down at the Thing figure. I mean,
That is a really
that
pretty-
is a really nice figure.
And Tony knows what this guy can do.
Oh,
too.
definitely. We did a crossover and the Thing banged up. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that, but he beat up Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman.
He did what he did.
He did what he had to do. But you know what? I redeemed myself when the Justice League tore up Doom.
Yeah, Doom couldn't hang with Superman and Batman.
And Wonder Woman. But you know what? It was funny how he got whooped by Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin were just pinging him.
A lot of the times in a lot of the sets, you'll find out that there is a team up with the dynamic duo that's just unbeatable.
Yeah.
The Zipline Robin with everything that came out of that set, it was decent. I mean, you could play a Batman family and it cost you like $1.50 and you could be competitive with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember this one dude was in there playing, a new kid was playing against this seasoned veteran that was running Exodia. And he was just mauling him with
think I
Exodia because he
remember
didn't know how to use the pieces. And Dylan was like, hey, you want to step in? And so I stepped in. And just by being able to use the range and the abilities on that little Batman family team, it got to the last click of Exodia and the person picked up his click and left.
Yeah.
Because he was just literally.
Are we naming
no,
names?
no, They know who they were.
If they
know,
do watch this video, they know it's them.
they're like, oh man, I remember when I got murked by Batman.
Yeah.
We know we're not gonna rub in and cause any pain, but I'll tell you what's a pain. 10 of them waiting.
I know, that's what I'm looking at.
Where do you want to begin?
I'm really excited about this set, man. I really am.
All right, let's check your theory out and go ahead and go for that. Or do we want? How about we separate that? Put that to the side. That one that you said.
Yeah,
The conspiracy theory.
This is potentially money right here.
Okay. So so in this brick, if we find money in another box, the chances are that one is not the money box then.
Well, no, because they try to keep it consistent that in the brick there is so many rares and stuff, but sometimes when they would set it up, you would have the 2 bricks, for the case, and there would only be usually 1 chase per case.
Yeah, that was kind of the rule.
But there's been a few times when 2 chases popped out.
Oh, I've seen
out
it.
of 1 brick or
out of 1 brick itself.
Now,
in case.
what do they call it when you have like all super rares and a chase in one thing? It's like a god case, a god.
I call it
thing.
cool stuff because I just straight sell that whole brick.
They would call it like a,
it's
god
a
booster or
boost.
something.
Yeah, god
Like,
booster.
it was. So maybe they did something like that here. We don't know. But why don't we just start right here?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. We remove
We'll call that the
for the
turtle spot.
So for the conspiracy theory, we remove where you think the more
The
valuable, traditional valuable click is. All right.
Okay.
So we're starting at number 1.
So I'm just gonna. I like to open them from the bottom because it kind of keeps the top intact a little bit, a little easier to open on the bottom. And then I kind of start opening it like a savage. Like,
Yeah, because
I don't have a box cutter.
you do get a growl a little bit. You gotta get in there.
All right, here we go. Okay, I already see.
Now finger to flaps. Go ahead, finger to flaps. Just
Okay, that's.
there we go.
Okay, I already see a thing figure, and oh snap, we got our first super rare, everybody.
So we do have a super rare on the first box.
Yes, a super rare. I believe that is silk. Yes, a super rare silk.
We're talking like Batman's friend. Oh wait.
No.
Spider-Man's friend. Sorry.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah.
Sorry, I was still batted up from a while ago. Linda.
Yeah, that actually, the cool thing, like the lore behind Silk, she was bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker. So they kind of have like this bond. And, okay, and
So
we
she's
have the
into
cards
bondage.
here. I don't know.
Silk in the
I don't know what
bondage.
she's into.
And it looks like we got 2 things in there too.
Yes, and I believe this one is She Thing.
She thing.
Yes, there's
Yes.
a female character who is.
Not She-Hulk.
Right. No, I understand.
So I'm gonna just like pop these out of the booster.
What was that? I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I believe that's Robbie Reyes if I'm not mistaken.
Holding the chains and got the U-trap. Yeah, that's Reyes.
So that's like
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider,
Reyes.
yeah, Ghost Rider, yeah.
Now, if that's not Robbie Reyes, it could be Daniel Ketch, but I'm not sure.
No.
all right. So let's start off with the things real quick. The she thing and thing. Now, why would she thing? Why would they cover her chest?
Bro.
That's a good question.
I mean, if she's all rock, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, if we're gonna start with She Thing, we'll start off with She Thing's card.
yeah.
So I'll just show the card. Did that come in good focus?
Yep.
Okay. She's got a 5-click dial. It's the best thing about this game right now is that how the whole dial is on the back of the card. So if you're having a hard time, you're not sure where you're at, you just look at the back of the card.
So 40 points, 5.
Yeah, you got 40-point figure right here for 5 clicks. That's great value. I was telling Cree this the other day. Like, if you have older stuff that's even 2 years old, it's not gonna compete with this newer stuff.
How far back would you say is still competitive with the new stuff?
Civil War at the latest.
Civil War?
I think that stuff is even out of date because this stuff now, the points are so much lower,
If I had
and
to
you're
go
getting
forward-
all this free stuff right now.
A and D. Avengers Defenders. That
Let's-
would
let me
probably
take
be,
a- let me-
that would
let me
probably be
the
the
sheet
bare
thing.
minimum line.
The piece?
Yeah, let me get the piece.
That would be maybe as far
Bare
as you could
minimum,
go.
yeah.
All right, for just okay. So for example, myself, I'm a more of a DC kind of guy, right? But where does she thing come into play? When does she like come out?
So She Thing, her
She's a
actual
pretty
name,
nice figure too, by the way.
her real name is Sharon Ventura, and She has a significant appearance in Fantastic Four number 310, and it came out in 1988. And I just learned that all from the back of the card.
Yeah. So the cards do have like where they.
Yeah. So you actually gain all the base information. Also.
So every single figure that comes out in these HeroClix boxes, they've appeared sometime in the comic book timeline.
Yes.
Or they will.
They will.
There's some that we've got before.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Can you give me an example?
Oof.
So you mean they would
Production of
release?
Nulls
So they would.
before the comics were
so
released.
you mean to tell me that? All right. So they'll release a Click, but it didn't come out on comics. They were just.
Well, sometimes they'll do clicks like movie
the movie
gravity
thing,
ones, and they have to get that information before the movie comes out. So sometimes the clicks don't always match up the movie characters very well,
Right.
but they get a few things right. And
Okay.
Like Lockjaw. He was in the comics and stuff. Was released after, but they had it all hidden. The Thanos copter. There's were other things that dropped after they were re-mentioned, so to speak. Like they did with the Bombastic Bagman. Nobody knew who he was, but they popped it out there. Of course, the comic was like way back, like 70, like 74 or something.
Uh-huh.
Don't quote me on this one. I actually haven't been in the comic shop in a while, so I can't remember exactly. It was in the 70s, I believe, 74, something around there. When Peter Parker was actually trapped out and he had to put on Johnny Storm's extra suit, and of course the Fantastic Four don't wear a mask, so
yeah.
bagged over the head to help save an old lady.
I remember
They
that.
made it clear.
I remember that comic.
They
Yeah.
made, a friend of ours, Jose, he wants them to make Dog Welder.
Okay.
It's stepping into each one.
I'd love to see Spawn.
Oh yeah.
The
With-
closest figure we got though.
hashtag Spawn.
Hashtag release Spawn.
Release Spawn. Yeah.
Could you imagine the Malbosia?
Oh man.
And I
Do a
think
whole Spawn set.
I wouldn't doubt if they do come out with the Spawn. They are producing the new Spawn movie, and I wouldn't be
They got
surprised. if
WWE clicks.
Yeah, no. If you do
Hey, Uncle
WWE,
Todd.
yeah, you gotta.
Uncle Todd.
Oh,
Gonna message you
please.
later, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So what are she things like main ability? Like if you use her, what are you trying to use her for? Or?
Well, she's gonna come into play huge on this set because like people have been saying we have a Fantastic Four drought. Like we need Fantastic Four. Well, I'll say one thing. Almost every piece in this set has a Fantastic Four keyword or team ability. So they are giving the Fantastic Four keyword a lot of love. And she comes in for 40 points. She's got this trait called Unlimited Class Wrestling. When She-Thing makes a close attack, after resolutions, you may place a hit character in an adjacent square adjacent to her. So basically, if she comes in, she makes an attack, and then she lands that attack, she can take, let's say she's fighting the actual thing, right? After she lands her attack, she can put Thing right behind her if she wanted to, or she can put him over here or over there. Wherever. It can be anywhere. And if it sets them up perfectly, or let's say you got Ghost Rider right here, she can put Thing right here, and then Ghost Rider gets a swing on when it's his turn. So it's a positioning ability, and positioning is really big in this game. It's like the make or break. So it could
Which
mess
I
up your
learned
opponent.
with my comeback match.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of me. I played HeroClix when it first came out, and my brother-in-law and me, he's a big Marvel fan. Nowadays we like both, but he was a big Marvel fan in those days. I was a big DC fanboy, and we would go Marvel versus DC. But today's clicks are a lot more involved than before. Before it was just whatever traits were on the clicks, no extra traits whatsoever. Now it's a lot more involved. It's a lot more like reading the card, like you guys say.
Yeah,
Read the card.
our TFC.
I know
Yeah.
you happen to have two that they literally held the comic book for the clicks to come out and the comics to drop at the same time because they wouldn't tell who they were. You have them with you. Do you know who they are? I'll give you a clue. We showed them to Tony earlier.
This is one of those teaching moments that we were talking about.
Yeah, you have to help me out here for the people at home.
The last issue of Justice League that was releasing before our Otherworld setup.
Uh-huh.
Two main figures:
All right, what is it? I give up.
the God of Death and the God of Knowledge.
Boom, there we go.
Both of those clicks. They held the release of the clicks for an additional 2 weeks because they thought that it wasn't going to sync up. And then I think it was like number 64, 65, or no, 45 or 46. The last one for that series of the Justice League. They ended up having to hold the comic for a whole month.
Oh yeah.
Because instead of them being 2 weeks, they were 2 weeks ahead. So the comic was like, oh no, they're releasing too soon. So they wanted to sync up the two. So we actually ended up getting waited, was it a month?
Yeah.
To get the comic. And then the comic came out at the same time that the clicks released.
So, that's like hearing this is what I love about HeroClix, and this is why I really want to get back into it, is because I love my comics, right? So I get my subscriptions in, and it looks like the WizKids really do work really closely with the comic books to make sure that they bring out some accurate stuff.
Well, not just that.
And they're pretty well balanced. The
They
clicks.
work with the whole comic community.
Yeah.
They're literally, because they have to do feelers out there to see what's important, what's going on. During this time, when the Elseworlds was coming out, we had the issue with DC stuff wasn't coming out as prominent.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, we're about to redo this whole thing where they all get god powers from destroying Darkseid. Spoiler alert, but it's been years, so deal with it.
Yeah. There's a statute of limitations on spoilers. So,
So, of course, they're like, you know what? This is a big event. This is happening. Let's do this. And they got with the company, and they actually worked with, the release team, and they're like, that's what I'm saying, the mismatch and the synchronization, but it was so worth it because you just really popped open your comic and you're like, what? The God of Death? Pop? Dude, I pulled death. Oh God, the Superman. Oh yeah. So with
Absolutely.
the Morbius chair, you're like,
Oh yeah. You got the Batman on the knowledge or the Mobius chair. Great piece also.
Yeah, it's seeing him gave me nostalgia because I had that comic book when he first got into that chair, and I thought it was amazing.
bro, first thing he does is to go find, oh God.
Yeah.
He's like, how many Joker? Like, what's the identity of the Joker?
Yeah.
And he's like, there's 3, and that's a comic that's coming out this year.
Yeah. That was a long time ago too.
Yeah.
And then he goes and sees who?
I don't know.
Another teaching moment here.
I don't know, bro.
This one I'm gonna leave it on you, but I'm gonna say this. He was the one that he wanted to kill the most and didn't.
Oh, Joe Chill. Joe Chill.
He went and seen Joe Chill to let him know that he could go back to that moment, he could kill him, he could do anything, that he was a god, but he was beyond that. And he accepted it and walked away.
Man.
I would have murked him right there in the jail cell, but I mean, he let Chill do his
Now
thing.
we got a thing here that we just pulled, but can we get the thing that was in the starter set and compare the two?
Sure.
Oh,
Well, a couple of things we can do is, compare the sculpts.
That starter set thing. I like him a lot more. There's a lot more detail.
I am happy that they didn't just rinse and repeat on the mold.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a few of them.
I mean, even,
Although this whole thing though, that big like balled up fist just looks aggressive.
like, I love that the sheet thing looks different than the regular thing. 'Cause they
definitely.
could have easily made them look the same,
Yeah.
which you used to do as kids, and I hated that crap. But they decided to make them look different. They're shaped differently. But if you want to compare the cards, let's do that. So this is a common, this thing right here, and he is only 40 points. This one is valued at 75, or you can play him at 100. And this one, the common, he has a trait called In the Beginning. I think this is a trait we're going to see a lot. The thing increases his attack total +1 for each 4 in his finalized attack roll, because he's a member of the Fantastic Four.
Yay.
So I love when they do
So
stuff
this
like
trait
that.
should be created, yeah.
Like, it sounds corny, but it's like it has a little bit of continuity before it. Like, I've seen it before
X-Men.
with the X-Men.
Yep.
If you roll a 5, because if you look at a 5 on the dice, it looks like an X. So if you roll a 5, you get like a +1 to attack or something.
That's cool.
And then he has a stop click, which, like, a 40-point common with a stop click.
I'm gonna hit you for 5. No.
And he's gonna be like, oh no, I'm not gonna take it 5. But it's a little bit of a catch. Stop, but only if there's another friendly character with a Fantastic Four keyword within 4 squares. So if he's the last dude on the map, that stop click will not activate.
But anyway, he's your brawler. You're gonna have him with support team, either Sue or
Yeah,
Torch
you're
team,
gonna
mine,
want
Legion.
him near. You want him protecting your other clicks.
Exactly.
He's like your
In the past
meat
clicks-
shield, pretty much.
In the past clicks, he's always
Or
been more
rock shield in this
protective
case.
for my barrier making Sue.
Yeah.
He's always been that.
Now this one looks like he has 4 clicks,
This one only has 4 clicks.
but that's 40 points.
But for
you,
40
so,
points and a stop click, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And he starts off with an 11 attack, 3 damage, a 7 movement charge, 17 defense toughness, but he also has Indomitable, which gives him willpower. So
pushing.
he
Okay.
can go all day.
Quick question, right? This is a question mainly for the casuals, right? That are they want to learn how to play this game and want to start it.
Absolutely.
Where me and you are playing, and I want to know what your clicks are. Am I allowed to ask you for that card?
You used to not be able to look at the back. They've changed that, so now you can look in the front and the back.
Okay. Oh, cool. So I can ask you for the card, and I can see, hey, he's only 4 clicks.
Yes.
And then I can do my strategy based off of that.
Right.
So, for example, when we were playing with my Justice League, and it says they're 4 spaces away, right, for that stop click, and I pull him with Wonder Woman like I did the last one, that stop click wouldn't count, correct? So,
Yeah, exactly.
so I would be able to do that because I would ask you for your card and then strategize based off of that.
I have literally not picked an object up before.
Yeah.
Just because I know if I hit him with 4, they'd be on a better attack with a better defense,
Yeah.
and hit him and then skips past it.
And
It's a good strategy. I mean, it's
this
what
guy
the game
has
is about.
super strength. So since he has super strength, he can pick up a heavy object, which will increase his damage +2. So on top
And then
dial,
traded ability for the.
yeah. And if he lands like a 4 in his attack roll, like then
That's actually, you know,
So, let's look at
that's a
this for-
really good. So this is where your, 2-year-old clicks come into play. They will maybe like a 75-point click from back in the day won't be able to match up with this 40-point
bro,
click.
I will
today.
tell you a 75-point click from 2018 will have a hard time keeping up with
with a
this.
40-point
All right,
click.
so say he pulls up, gets the strength, gets a 4. What's his total damage going to do to her?
You tell me.
Just making sure you're adding the +1. What's his on his status? Starts off what? What's
So
he
he
doing?
starts off
3
with a
damage
3
already,
damage.
plus
With
an
that-
additional 1. Oh god.
Yeah, and
seriously.
And all you need to do is bring a person on your team that has perplex, and you perplex up the damage or attack however you want, and this guy could easily deal 6 damage
I'm just
in one
saying
turn.
you could just knock him to 6 like it's nothing.
Yeah, and someone like this will be dead in one shot.
Wait. So he can do 6 damage on a charge.
Yeah, so since he has
Literally
the ability
just-
charge, he can move from 4 squares away, smack you for 6 damage, and if that doesn't kill you, somebody in the back row.
Oh, but you don't want to push him because he's way.
Yeah, he has Indomitable.
Oh, so
he
it
has
doesn't matter.
willpower, so if he already has a token, he can move again.
So charge you, hit you again. Okay.
So he,
Doesn't matter.
he does have willpower.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so you're getting charged and hit in the face for 6 twice.
Yeah,
For 40 points.
yeah.
Come
No,
on.
definitely.
Now,
What we got next?
I'm gonna say these two because they're like the coolest ones.
Yeah, I saw you reading them while Creed was talking.
You'll see me do that a lot.
But
You'll see me talk.
Yeah. Did you guys introduce yourselves in the beginning? I mean, I know we're kind
no,
of.
if they don't know us on that, that's fine.
That's true, but we got on the right. We got Anthony, the Beard, Fontanes, correct? Yeah, and then we got Chris Creed. Everybody calls him Creed Hammond. Now, here's a really quick background on us. I'm the one talking in the background and asking questions. I used to run the Battle Zone, which was a rival business to where they used to play, which was IDC. And both stores closed down. You know how these, these brick and mortar stores?
Yeah, the gaming stuff.
The gaming stuff is starting to go down a little bit, and we formed our own kind of like play club. It's just so funny how we ran into each other.
The best part is
And it all started because Chris is one of my clients.
they literally didn't. There was no animosity really between.
Yeah,
the
no,
shops.
definitely not.
But some of the players had some of the worst hate.
Yeah,
for each other.
weird,
for no
weird,
reason.
super weird,
Like they would hold nothing against you. I mean, just.
super weird. And the
I know
owner,
this guy Tony. He's got black hair.
yeah. And the funny thing is, the owners, we were cool with each other,
Yeah,
man. It was just our
everybody got
player
along, it was
basis,
great.
which was weird. But either way, I mean, now we've kind of formed it's not really a set club yet, but we're working on it, and
Let's just put
we
it
got
this
well
way.
along, man. You know what? It might have been a blessing in disguise.
What
for
we're
us.
Yeah,
What's
I
we
mean,
doing right
we get
now?
along better than anybody that
Yeah.
you know.
But
like,
explain to
game-wise.
him what we're supposed to be doing right now. We're doing this, but this is right before we're doing our D&D session. So
That's true.
Just you know, that's how well we get along.
We normally play D&D every Saturday, and
Well, there's homebrews that we play, and
yeah.
man.
homebrew.
So that's just a little background on who we are. But now we got some. That looks like Wolverine?
Yes, this is
It's
X23.
all new Wolverine. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's give her her real name.
Laura Kinney. Now, since Wolverine, by the time like the comics like released around her time,
That was
Wolverine was dead. Like,
That was another one. Old Man Logan and all new Wolverine.
Right,
So-
it was just Old Man Logan. So they gave her the title of Wolverine, you know, and she
Kind
was
of
just
focus her in just so that they can see the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The X-Men series came out with her all new Wolverine figure
Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
at the
you.
same time that the comic released.
I'll tell you right now, she is a beautiful figure, bro.
yeah,
She
they
looks
did a good job.
They did a great job with this set so far, from what I'm seeing here.
And it's a pretty damn good piece too, stat wise.
So let's talk about what she can do.
So she's another 40-point click. So like, you know, these three are commons. They're low cost for commons. That's very typical, very common.
So what are the rarities? So you got common, you got uncommon,
We have
rare,
rare, and we have super rare,
Super rare.
and then we have chase.
chase. Okay.
Then you have
Is
Whiskey
chase an
exclusives.
official WizKid term, or is that something that
it's-
that's created by the player base?
I know it will. I know it's.
They literally list them as a chase.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it is an official WizKid term, because you know it's not an official term
Unless they-
in like Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh, but there's still chase cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it looks like WizKids has adopted that term.
Well, they wanted to make a discrepancy between the chase for that set. Then they also had WizKids, the exclusives that they would drop out,
Yeah.
con exclusives, which would have the WK on the top and stuff like that. But they wanted to be able to differentiate between the two, because a chase isn't a promo and it gives them the idea that it's specific to the case cut.
Right. Now, is this episode sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts, or is it just that's something that we just do here?
Man, fat kid over here is like
Yeah.
definitely wanting to.
But we do love our Dunkin' though, so
Even when they run out of donuts,
yeah, I know this time this is just Dunkin' Donuts here is too popular.
feed
though.
my greed.
Like people actually rush into Walmart Dunkin' to get their donut fix. Like that's how popular it is. Meanwhile, there's a Starbucks right across the street that nobody goes to, but whatever.
We call it the $5 because that's what it costs right
Yeah,
now.
that's true. All right, so tell us a little bit about this.
About Laura.
Yeah.
So Laura Kinney, lore-wise, she has a significant appearance here in Ghost Rider #1, 2017. She came out before that.
Is that why they added her to Fantastic Four? Because I know Ghost Rider's big with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
verse. So is that why they added her?
She teamed up with the Fantastic Four.
The future for
And she has a special trait that plays into that comic. It's called the Four Shield Beast Hunters. So she has these keywords to match up with it. She has Fantastic Four, she has Shield, she has Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men.
Oh wow!
So she can team up with a lot of those teams.
For a common, for how many points is she?
40.
For a 40-point common.
40 points, 4 clicks. She's got the Fantastic Four team ability, and she's got the X-Men team ability.
well, she's got shield. That's the most important part.
Well,
I'm taking all my +1s.
I wish she had the shield team ability, but she does not. She does have the keyword.
The keyword though, that'll work for me.
Now the trait, the Four Shield Beast Hunters trait, which these other two here also have that trait. As I was looking,
What are the two?
we have Ghost Rider here, and we have Silk.
Okay.
And Wolverine's, it says when Wolverine is given a move action after resolutions, you can remove an action token from her, and she can use stealth until your next turn. So she can move, you can take the action token off of her, so it's like she's moving for free, and she gets stealth.
You just drop her in hindering and she's good.
Exactly, and she has improved movement through hindering terrain, so she's not going to be impeded by that. So she's meant to just kind of move her into hindering, hide there. She's got stealth. It'll protect her from range attacks, perplex, outwit, prob, and
Any targeting effects.
exactly. And she'll be able to come in because she's got a 10 range, 11 attack, and she deals a 3 damage. But as all Wolverine normally do, she has blades, claws, fangs as an attack power.
So good.
And it's a great attack power because if your attack lands, you can choose to roll a d6, and whatever you roll is your damage. But
So
they made a new rule to make it better. It's only going to be -1 to your actual damage if you roll below your damage. So if
So
you
if
roll
you're printed at a 3 and you roll a 1, you're still doing 2.
at least 2, yes.
Wow.
It's a good mechanic.
That's a great mechanic.
And she's got 4
So
clicks.
wait. So what happens when Lenny
Lenny.
double net ones?
Oh wow. You're having a bad day.
Bad day.
I had a double net one, remember?
I
On one of our
remember.
game sessions, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Are you serious? There's
Crit
critical
misses are
misses
so
here?
bad. Yes. Oh.
But she's a pretty good 4-click Wolverine. She's got charge all the way through her dial, blades all the way through her dial. She starts with combat reflexes, gets toughness for a little bit, and then she's got regen.
You know what? I was going to make the comment that the only thing I don't see that she should have is Indomitable, but she doesn't need it because she's removing that token
Exactly.
every time. So she's got better than Indomitable. She's got a removal token.
Yeah.
Because even if she doesn't, you know, if she just goes for an attack standing beside him, she's going to remove out.
Well, it has to be a move action.
Oh, so if she charges for the attack,
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah.
I have to look at the rules.
that's going to be the iffy. That's going to be the question that we always
Is
have.
Creed the type of player that likes to break the game? Like,
Oh,
does he look for the
absolutely.
breaks?
Absolutely. This dude, he's like, hey, if you put this guy and this guy, tell me what happens.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh crap, I didn't realize it. I broke the game.
Yeah.
We're sitting there playing. Next thing you know, dude's playing Jakeem Thunder. He's like ripping people left and right. I used Stiltman, Colossal Retaliation, hit him. He gets 6. Oh god, it was awful. It was great.
Yeah.
It's great when you spend $1.50 and somebody's got a $200 team and you just murk them.
Yeah.
He'll do
Oh, I
that
like
with
that, I like
Clix.
that.
He'll do it with D&D, Pathfinder.
Oh my god! In
Every
our
game.
Pathfinder session, man, he's always trying to break. He's always trying. What's his favorite thing to do? That the press. What is it? The
Prestidigitation.
He's always like trying to push the limits on that damn spell. Like, oh yeah, I'm creating a 5th arm and it's actually carrying a sword. So do I get an extra attack with it?
Just to see him go, no, it doesn't.
No, you
But
can't.
can it look like it's doing it?
Yeah,
it
so-
can look like it's doing it.
He really pushes the
That's all that
limits.
matters.
And you know, you know, I would say like in games like this, you need people that try to break the game
Yeah.
because. And then the company can come back and just balance it out.
Okay, are you kidding? People like us are the reason why they nerfed the Goblin King.
Yeah, I mean that's important though. You know, it's good to have that. You think outside the box, and it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
So many mean teams. I'm sorry, by the way,
What?
for all those teams before. Just-
What team?
Well, we're taking the Doom and mixing it with the Yellow Lantern Sinestro.
Don't apologize to me. I'm the one that got to use them.
No, I meant to anybody else who had to play against him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play him. I would make him allow him to because I was running the shop and they had a whole thing. I could only play on certain days and all this and all
Yeah,
that.
see that's in my shop, man. If you're working at a gaming shop, you need to help.
play the
Come
crew.
play. You gotta
Come play
play.
the
You
crew.
gotta play. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so who we got? We got this. So Laura's the
40,
badass.
40, 40.
So,
really
okay.
good.
All right, so who's up next?
Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Now
You
this
know,
is
go-
Robbie Reyes.
You know, like I said, I come from a big DC Comics. My dad was a big DC Comics fan, and I wasn't really exposed to Marvel. But one of my favorite Marvel characters was Ghost Rider. Man, he was always intriguing to me. But this is not the original Ghost Rider, right?
No, this is not our boy Johnny Blaze.
This is not Johnny Blaze. Who is this?
This is Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes.
He's a kid that I believe he grew up in California. If I'm wrong, you know, forgive me, but I think he's Mexican origin.
If
And-
he's wrong, troll him in the comments.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he could be Dominican
Bro.
or
Yeah.
whatever. If he's Puerto
Uncle
Rican, I feel
Eli,
real
Uncle
bad.
Eli. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Like he's
Wait, if he grew up in California, then he's more likely A. If he's Hispanic, he's more likely A.
Honduras.
By the way, we could say that we got 2 Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
and Anthony's Puerto Rican, and
Yeah.
Chris is Cuban. So
I eat Goya food, so.
there you go, Goya. Maybe that would be another sponsor there. There you
Yeah,
go.
Definitely.
All right, so tell me about him. What does he do?
Bro,
What's good about him? How many?
the
What's
ghost
his
of
points?
Of Eli, that's.
So right here, I'll tell you this. He's got 2 click values. You can play him at 80. You can play him at 40.
Okay.
But
Explain that to a casual player.
So
Like,
some clicks, they have different point values because sometimes they don't fit within your team build. And that was a mechanic they added later instead of making like 3 of the same figure with different point
which was
values.
annoying. Which was
Right.
annoying because you start pulling. Oh, I got a 40. Oh, I got a 60.
That
and they're
was
the
the original-
same pretty much concept.
Except
you had
a
the
couple clips.
Couple clips.
The
Yeah,
color
clips.
ring differences, the veterans and the
The blue ring, the yellow ring, and the red ring.
Yeah, that's when I was playing. We still have.
I still have tons of those, by the way. If
Yeah.
you're gonna love them.
Now, what they did now is they do is
They put the
that
color on the dial.
they put the color on the dial and they tell you they tell you to what click to put him on depending on what value he's on. So you look at him right there. He has got, I'm sorry, take it away, but he's got 7 clicks.
Or
And
the optional.
So that red line is where if you put him on the very first click, he's how many points?
well, he's a little different than your typical point value click.
Okay.
So instead of like playing him at 80 and getting all points, which is what happens, if you play him at 40, once you pass the red line, he's KO'd. So
Oh,
it's,
wow. Okay.
so instead of like getting the whole thing, you only get the first part of it.
Okay.
It's a trait called Ghost of Uncle Eli. So it's like he's only using a fraction of his power. But if you play him at 80 points, you get him at 9 clicks. I'm sorry, 7 clicks.
7 full click.
And he gets all of his good ass powers.
That Eli though.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, so I get him. I want to play him his full power. I can get him at click 1 and go
Right.
through all the clicks.
Yes.
But if I get him at the lower, then once I hit that red line, I'm done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You only get 3 clicks for 40 points.
okay.
But they're pretty
They're
good.
pretty tough 3 clicks though.
Yeah, he's got charge for his first 3 clicks. He's got indomitable, so he's got willpower at all times. He's got toughness, precision strike, and then you can get poison for the next 2 clicks. Poison will do damage to an adjacent opposing character as long as he hasn't moved. So he's good. Like, he's a good fit.
You could just plan and let him do damage.
So if somebody's going to get up on him and they don't have a reducer, they're going to take 1 damage for free.
But I like the way they do that because they're going to consider that the negative energy coming off of him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like he's on fire,
Yeah,
like
like
getting
he's on,
burned.
yeah, you're getting burned.
So it's like an immolation kind of thing
Yeah.
going on with him. But it's just already called poison, so.
and he's a barrier hunter
Exactly,
too,
because
right?
a lot of other figures get it and they have different ways to do it. So.
And he's a barrier hunter on top of it.
He is one of the Shield Beast Hunters. So he also has the same trait as Wolverine. When Ghost Rider is given a move action, after resolutions, remove an action token from him, and you can use stealth into your next turn. So he's got that 4 Shield Beast Hunter trait. It's going to come in handy. And he's got the Fantastic Four keyword, Shield keyword. Now, when he gets into his later clicks, when he gets into his 4, 5, 6 clicks, he's got a special movement power called Hellfire Portals. He's got phasing teleport, lets him move through any sort of terrain unimpeding. And then when he uses it and he moves 4 squares or less after resolutions, he can make a close attack. So it's kind of like charge, but it doesn't let you do it doesn't let you use a powered ability. It's only like a regular hit, but it's still pretty damn good.
And then you're doing poison on top of it.
I think he might lose
Right?
poison
Or
at
does it
that
drop
point.
off at that point?
Yeah, he doesn't have poison anymore. Instead, he has his penance stare.
Oh, okay.
So
pay this in.
So the penance stare, energy explosion, pulse wave. Once per turn, when Ghost Rider hits an opposing character that damaged a friendly character since your last turn, after resolutions, deal that opposing character penetrating damage equal to their action tokens.
So literally, he's a Spirits of Vengeance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. So if this Ghost Rider hits an enemy and that enemy did damage to you last turn, well, actually, yeah, it says damage. It has to be damage. Then they're going to take penetrating
Damage to a friendly. So he runs up to help somebody who just took a hit.
Yeah.
They're getting it.
Yeah. And that includes himself because characters are friendly to themselves. So if he takes damage, he can smack them with
So
the
wait,
penance stare.
not just Pee Wee Herman is friendly to himself. Characters are friendly. Okay.
Is there a Pee Wee Herman HeroClix?
Not yet.
That would be.
Have you ever seen the Emperor Joker? It's about the closest we got.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I grew up on Pee Wee Herman, man. So I would love Pee Wee Herman HeroClix.
I'm waiting for the Michael Jackson one.
And then you can do the multi versions of Pee Wee Herman, right? You could do like Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee
top.
Herman's
With
Big
the
Time.
bite. We'll do the big top one. We'll give them the
Big
bite.
top Pee Wee
And you'll have
Herman.
that charge ability that they had for
Yeah,
the Ghost
man.
Rider
And then you got
Valkyrie
Pee Wee's
and,
Big Adventure, and then you got Pee Wee in the theater.
Oh,
That's
that one's got shot tokens.
that would be a
right?
chase. Though.
That one's got shot tokens, right?
All right.
Exactly.
You gotta roll for it.
Yeah. Hey man, I
They
think
gotta make an Eminem click if they're gonna
Oh
do that.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Wait, shifting focus to Marshall Mathers.
And then
Yeah.
Slim Shady.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you get a lot for this Ghost Rider, and for 80 points you get 7 clicks, and he's got 2 team
7
abilities.
really good clicks.
Oh yeah, he's got 2 team abilities. The Fantastic Four team ability, which I haven't explained what that does yet, but so far everybody's got it. When this character is KO'd, after resolutions, each other friendly character using this team ability heals 1 click. So if you take down one of these 40-point guys and he's like on a lower dial, you're just healing him up. So you really got to be strategic when you're facing
So
a
this really
Fantastic
works
Four
good
team.
with being Grim the Torch, because when the Torch gets knocked out, Grim's like, hey, starts smiling, starts feeling better, automatically healing up, even though it's
Heals 1 and then he smacks you hard. Yeah, he's right.
and then pluses up for that damage.
But his other team ability, which is every Ghost Rider has to have this team ability. It's the Mystic's team ability.
Oh,
It will, if you attack him, it could be a range or a close attack. The enemy will take 1 penetrating damage. It used to be unavoidable. They worded that because unavoidable was too broken, so they made it penetrating damage.
so he runs up. He's got it and poison. They hit him, right? Which does damage to him.
Yes. So then they will.
Does
take
he
it.
have? So,
So
he
they're
has
taking
that
damage.
with the poison
Plus
at the same time.
Yes, and he's gonna have that Mystic's team ability, the whole thing, and
That's-
you
that's
can't
part of who
outwit
he
it or
is.
anything.
That's part of who he is. That's just. So I mean, damage-wise, what was his printed damage across the board?
It depends on what click. He's mostly doing 3 damage if he's doing regular attacks, and he's got 4 in the last 4 clicks.
So you're looking at a minimum of 4 damage every time.
Yeah, he's gonna hurt you. This guy, if you base up with him and you think you're gonna mess him up, you're not gonna do it without taking damage.
Now that Batman on the Mobius chair, what's the name? That's the God Batman.
God of Knowledge.
God of Knowledge. He would be able to take away that team ability.
He's the only one. Yeah, he can. There might be somebody else who can do something
That's a good
similar.
catch. Good
Yeah.
catch.
But yeah, he could take away the Mystic's team ability. But
Yeah.
that's like a 200-point fig or something.
Yeah.
To bring against this
I mean,
80-point guy.
he is a one-man team, though. Literally, you put him with just support pieces, and it's insane.
He can be, yeah. Played correctly, absolutely.
All right, who we got left here on this one? We're 40 minutes in, and we're only on one booster set.
Well, I
and
think
we're gonna
this
speed
is
past
pretty
the
much.
rest.
And no, this is pretty much like this is how exciting HeroClix can be, man.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I mean, we're excited over one booster
Yeah.
I
pack.
purposely did not look at any of this set going into us because I've been looking forward for a Fantastic Four set
Yeah.
that was good and playable. Anthony did some reviews, was talking about it, and I was just like, la 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 la.
Yeah, I definitely have been looking at these.
Yeah. So we got.
We have Silk. Real name is Cindy Moon. Maybe a lot of people don't know about her, but she is common in the Spider-Man comics nowadays.
Yep.
She doesn't hang around Peter Parker too much because every time they're around each other, they have these powerful pheromones that like impulse them to go and have relations.
Well, that's because the shared spider effect. right?
Exactly. They were both bitten by the same spider, and they have this weird draw to each other. So they try to avoid each other as much as possible because Peter's like supposed to be married to Mary Jane now.
Yeah.
So
in this timeline.
yeah. So that will not bode well for his.
So he
marriage.
wouldn't be able to use the whole pheromone thing as an excuse.
I don't know if she'll buy that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's iffy. It's like me and pizza, man. Sometimes
Yeah, I
you
know,
get too
I-
close, it happens.
Definitely, man. I cheat on my wife, but it's typically with food. I mean, that's what I. She tells me I can't eat certain things, and that's how I cheat is by eating those
Like what,
things.
the cheesecake thing, like
Oh yeah. Oh.
I mean,
all right.
oh,
So back to this one here,
So
just in case you see this.
they
Cheesecake.
They did make a Silk figure a while ago. This one I think is way better. It's got the Force Shield Beast Hunter's trait. You know, when she moves, you can take an action token off her, and she has stealth until the next turn. She has a traded super senses. You can't, but it's so good because it succeeds on a 4 through 6, and it has protected outwit, so you cannot get rid of her super senses. So you got to deal with that for the whole game. And And then the rest of it is just regular powers.
But that's like guaranteed because of the spider senses. You know what I mean? That's
And
kinda-
she's the rare, right?
She's a super rare.
Super rare.
So she may be
So right
worth
off the
some cash.
bat, yeah. What right off the bat?
This corner right here?
Right there, yeah. So Creed, look her up. How much is she going for right now on eBay?
I don't trust the market right now.
No, you don't trust the market.
Don't trust it right now.
It's a little too new.
Yeah.
Honestly, when they first came out, the colossals were like $2 and $3 a piece.
For this
And up
fantastic-
until-
No, there's no colossals in the set.
no.
Okay.
On the Thor ones, they were like $2 and $3 a piece. Up until like last week, they finally moved up to like $20 and $30 a piece.
Oh,
Some
wow.
of Mandong got up there really good.
So if somebody went in and started buying them up, knowing that it would,
yeah, after Flux is a lot of the game.
Oh yeah.
Once people start playing them,
because
value will change.
Because another part of this is not just the playing part and the collecting part. There's also the resale value.
Yeah.
And Clix has a really good aftermarket value for some of these figs. Some figs are not worth anything, but others have a really good resale value. And if you have a double, if you're not gonna use them, it's always good to cash in, right?
Look at the
It's an
Kingdom Come
investment.
figures.
They still have their.
I
Man.
ran them for the longest time,
Yeah.
played them, enjoyed them way beyond the rotation.
Yeah.
And I still sold them for more than what
That
I
was the
had.
last that I played, man.
I
I just
literally
got
sold
chills when
each
you
one
mentioned.
for what I
I
paid
had
for the whole
Kingdom
break.
Come Superman. I had the Wonder Woman. I had all of them, man. Aquaman. Yeah, I had the Aquaman, the Superman, and the Wonder Woman, and then I stopped playing because of real life. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So right off the bat, if we get those three, if we get that super rare and those two from that same team, how many points would that be if you match?
If you just did the hunters.
So right here, the hunters.
Yeah,
Just the 3-piece.
We're doing a 300-point draft.
And we're doing him at the
Sure.
80.
So 120 right here, and then with her, that's only 195.
195.
So you should be able to fit.
So you can still fit some more people.
Yeah.
You can still fit another 100.
What's our whole point line?
My gosh, this whole point line doesn't even equal 300 points. It equals
About
Math.
275.
275.
Yeah, 275.
So you still have 25 points, and I bet you there's a 25-point fig in here somewhere.
Yeah.
We're objects.
Oh yeah, you have those.
Yep.
What do we got next?
Well, I think we got a really long run time, and I know uploading this is going to be a pain in the neck. So why don't we pause this,
Do
and
a minute
then we can do a couple more. Like we can do them in shifts,
Okay.
and then we can upload several of them.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and say this is part 1 of the Fantastic Four box opening,
All right.
and then
Wait,
we'll
speed
see
pop
you
that
guys next time.
All right. We'll see you next time.